Hello and welcome back to the Beardy Explorer channel. I am Will, and today I've had a request from my father to restore his 50-year-old rather beaten up looking fishing tackle knife. It's a little bit of a mess. Right, okay, so we've got this rather beaten up looking tackle knife from my father. It's around about 50-year-old, give or take a couple of years. I think he got it when he was sort of late teens, early 20s, and it's not a particularly special knife in regards to its quality and all the rest of it, but it's got a lot of sentimental value for my dad. So he has asked me if I could kindly see if I can restore it and make it look good again. It's definitely had its use, and yeah, it's got a bit of a string handle going on that, which needs to be sorted out, and I think it had like a Bakelite handle by the looks of it. It's sort of Bakelite looking. We'll strip it back and have a look, see what's going on under there, and yeah, let's have a look what it looks like underneath all this string and where to go from there. No idea how I'm going to do this particularly yet. Obviously this is the first kind of knife I've done, so anything could happen. Let's see what goes on underneath. Right, so as you can see, the poor old thing's fallen to bits quite badly. That's what the string was holding all the handle together, so I just poked myself in the face. It looks like it's kind of actually a plastic rather than Bakelite. It's hollow in the back there. Obviously that bit's in a couple of pieces and it's all fell to bits. So that's what's going on there. I need to knock this little pin out here just so I can free up that bit there. I'm wondering whether that guard, yes, the guard just slips out and mounts up to where the blade starts, so I can take that off and clean that up and get it looking nice. As regarding the handle, I think what I'm going to do, I've got some more spare French walnuts, so I'm going to do a walnut handle for this and get that looking nice, and then sharpen up the blade, tidy that up, make it look nice again. My dad has requested that he did sharpen both sides, and he would quite like it to be both sides again. He did use it for filleting fish as well, so he wants to use it as a sort of a kind of filleting knife as well potentially, so he did say if I could put an edge on both sides that would be excellent, so I will do that. I'll just see if it needs, I don't think it needs reshaping. There's no nasty gouges or donks out of it. It's just looking pretty scabby, to be honest, so if we can get this looking nice, we'll try our hardest to get it sorted out. Right, so I've come up against my first issue with this because of this funny little bit here to get the guard on and off, I assume. I was hoping this was all going to be a perfectly fine integral tang to this knife so that I could just follow this pattern, but obviously we've got this funny bit here, and when that way around, when that bit's inserted onto there, we have a bit of a step. So obviously that's where that marries up to the other side and closes that gap there, but you've got the top of the knife showing here. So I'm going to have to maybe cut a little strip of wood to put on the inside of that so I can sort of pack it out a little bit so I've got a bit of a chunkier handle, because I think that's a bit too thin. So yeah, that's my first problem anyway. So I've got to work out how I'm going to put a strip in there. I could rebate my scales, but there's a possibility that might be a little bit out of my wheelhouse zone at the minute, as this is my first one, and that could be quite technical to do. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. So yeah, that's the first problem anyway. So yeah. Okay, so I managed to pluck up the courage and do a rebated piece in here, which I think is now going to be the right size for that. Sits nice and flush in there, so we can get that in there. I did a little bit of a rebate on the back here, so that in theory is going to sit in there like that. I'll cut it off here somewhere. I need to work out obviously with the guard, and then that one will sit on that side and sandwich it together, so you still get the top of the tang there, but then the bottom of it should be encased. That's the plan. But I'm going to thin these scales down now because they're far too thick, but I just wanted to make sure I had enough material to play with whilst I was just setting up that rebate. So yep, let's go thin these scales down now and carry on. Right, things are coming on pretty nicely with this knife at the minute. So I've got the scales sorted out down here, just about. Next thing I'm going to do now is try and tidy up this blade, get all the corrosion and the dints and knocks out of it, and see if I can get it looking a bit nicer. And then hopefully we'll be at a point where we can get the scales fitted. I do have some steel rods. Well, I think these are stainless steel, so they could be quite hard to work with, but we'll find out. I think I need to drill the hole out in the tang. There's two already in there, but I think I need to drill them out a little bit bigger because I think they're a 4 and I want a 5, I think. So that's another job we'll have to do in a minute. So let's get polishing this blade and see if we can get it looking nice, and go from there. Right, so I finally got through the handle in the end, drilling the holes for the scales to be attached with. That was pretty hard, the steel on that. I ended up going through about 4 or 5 drill bits, and yeah, it was pretty hard work. So I ended up heating it on the hob, trying to get it to soften up a little bit so I could drill it, and that worked a little bit. But now it's dinner time, and Youngman down here has stopped play so she can have a bit of lunch. So I'm just charging up some batteries just to finish off sort of reaming out those holes a little bit more, just so the peg goes through. You got a candy cane?
Yeah, I got a candy cane.
Got a candy cane. Cool. So anyway, I'm going to carry on polishing up the blade, and yeah, carry on. Right, okay, that is the knife all completed now. Looking a hell of a lot better than it did when we started. That was a great little fun project. Really enjoyed doing that handle. That was great fun. I mean, it's the first one I've ever done. It's the first knife restoration I've ever done. And the handles come out really well. Fits great in your hand. And I think it looks really nice. It's got like a two-tone dark and the light with the walnut. It's not the same piece of walnut, but it's just obviously two different parts of the tree. But yeah, that come out really, really well. Really happy with that. Blade's nice and shiny, but it's the same old with me. Trying to get these polished up nicely is quite the mission. I think I just need to invest in some more sanding pads and bits and pieces so I can go up the grits and really get a nice shine on it. But it did have quite a bit of corrosion on it, and I was a bit scared I was going to thin it out too much and make a really sort of thin, wappy, rubbish knife out of it. So I thought I'll just leave it. You see there's a bit of a corrosion sort of on the edge there still. So, you know, it's not perfect, but you've got to start somewhere. So that's where we're going with that. Also, obviously, it's got its leather holder as well. I do want to get into doing a bit of leather work, so I haven't done that yet because I've got a couple of axes I want to do some sheaths for, and obviously I want to upgrade or completely remake this because it's a bit tatty and falling to bits as well. Got a nice bit of insulating tape at the bottom there, so we want to make a new one of these as well. But I'm going to get a chance to get some leather and have a practice and see what we can do with leather, but that will be a future video. So if you've enjoyed this content, please by all means drop us a like, hit the subscribe button, whack the old bell. That'd be super awesome if you can, and I'll check you on the next one. So take care of yourselves. See you later. Bye bye.